You're referring to Paul Tanaka.
Specifically.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 people running for LA County Sheriff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let them take off their shirts. Let's see the tattoos.
Lou Vince is out of Santa Clarita. James Helmold is going to be on the show in the next few days.
Okay, cool.
Paul Tanaka is happy to come on the show. And we should bring him on the show.
Yeah, we absolutely should.
You want to see if we can bring him on the show live?
And I'd love to see his tattoo.
And then have him... he's explained it 50 times.
Well, I don't know why he still has it. If I was a kid, for instance, and I saw a swastika, and I thought it was nice, and I put it on, and then later on I found out the connotation behind it, I would do everything in my power to remove it. Wouldn't you, Jeff?
Yep.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
I mean, I would remove it, especially if I was in law enforcement. I wouldn't want anybody to get the wrong idea about my allegiance to the population at large. There's no way I would have that on me.
I agree. And he's having a hard time getting rid of that. Not the tattoo.
Really?
He's having a hard time just deflecting that whole thing.
Because it ain't going away. Because I swear I'm not going to stop talking about it.
He's having a hard time with the fact
that... Because that tells
he,
you that he know. He keeping that tattoo.
He's having a hard time divorcing himself.
You can't.
From being involved with the problem in the jail system. Okay?
Yeah, how can you? Hello.
You know, in the ballot, every candidate
Do you think he should be able to be... Do you think that he should not be responsible for what happened in the jail system?
Do I think he should... What do you... Give me that question again.
Do you think that he should not be responsible for what happened in the jail system?
He wasn't found responsible.
Oh, come on now.
Do I think he should not be responsible?
Yes.
No, you know what? I think it went from the bottom to the top. Everybody that was at the jail knew what was going on.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
So responsibility lies in his lap.
In part, yes.
Oh, wow. I'm so surprised. But I know why you answered that way.
I do.
Yeah.
What? No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, that's what I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I don't think that the birth of the responsibility of the jail system is too wide that you would not have heard at one point that you had some brutality happening in Twin Towers. I mean...
I agree. I agree.
If you just poll 9 kids in any particular school, they're going to tell you a story.
I agree. What everybody should do, though, is they should read the statements.
Why?
Read the
That's calculated. What statements? I'm sorry.
Read the statements of the people that are running on the ballot. Okay? Candidates have an option to pay for and put a statement in there.
Uh-huh.
You should read all of the statements. They're interesting. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh,
okay?
I'm going to read the statements because I can't see them. I can't see them being anything but calculated to benefit themselves. I mean, it's not like we had a lot of mistresses taping them privately and releasing it. That's the kind of stuff I'd be interested in. You know what I mean?
Do you know, and I do have to run, but do you know that Donald Sterling's, we call her, V. Stiviano, we say his mistress.
Yes.
She says she was never his mistress.
Whatever, child. Stop lying.
They never had sex.
Whatever.
Okay.
Why'd she get the house?
Her
exactly,
or the Bentley, or the Rolls, or the Ferrari, and all the other stuff.
$1.2 million.
She was never his girlfriend at all. She was
Mrs. Feelgood.
The LA County District Attorney's Office yesterday said that she was a volunteer for their Victims Witness Assistant Program in 2010 and 2011. Her attorney put out the statement yesterday saying she's not the sleazeball that you guys are making her out to be.
Come on, yes she is.
She's been always very hardworking. Her employment...
Yes, she's hardworking. Okay. Yes, and her knees are probably bruised.
Before she met Donald Sterling, her attorney says she was a very hardworking waitress.
Oh, of course she was.
And went from that to millions of dollars.
That is so funny. That's the American dream right there. You're a hardworking waitress, and one day a rich guy is going to come in and just buy you Google Ops and stuff, and you don't even have to do anything for him.
What? Wasn't it? Yeah. Wasn't there the movie?
Now,
yeah.
There was, which it came out yesterday, there was a third person that was there at her house when Donald Sterling was making those statements. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, her attorney said that it was the third person
yes,
who did the recording.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
an unnamed third person, and it was that person
that
sold the tape to TMZ.
Of course.
Now, to put the whole matter to bed, I wish TMZ would release the name and how much they paid.
Yeah, the check.
They're not going to.
Who's on the check?
They're not going to. But the reality is that she said to the third person, which was her ace boon, come on in. I'm going to give you a chance to record him, but you can't ever say it was me because I'm not done stifling money from him. And, I got to keep it cool. There's no way she didn't know about it.
No, I agree.
She was feeding him. I mean, not feeding him by means of telling him what to say, but she was like coercing the conversation so that he could dig the deepest hole as possible. And then plus there's many tapes. So how many times this third person comes into the house?
There are, and a whole hour's worth of recording. And I wouldn't doubt that before it went public on TMZ, that TMZ and Silver, I know that there was some backroom talk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Before this went public,
yeah.
And this was a great way to get rid of Donald Sterling.
Yeah, I have no problem. And we know darn well that it was him because TMZ is not going to release anything questionable.
No, because the guy's got way too much money.
Yep.
And he litigates everything.
Yes.
I'm sure that TMZ had the backing of a few people.
Oh, yeah.
That said, we'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. You go do what you want to do. But I'd like them to release how much money they paid.
They're not going to do that because they don't want to compromise the next person that brings in the better story. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to kill your sources.
Yeah, just leave him.
And release the person's name.
No. No.
Okay, I'm just saying, I would like that.
It might be her sister's name.
I would like that.
Her mom's name.
I'm going to have to run.
Are you really?
Yesterday, Taco Bell revealed all of the contents of their beef.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Is
Puppies?
it all beef?
No, it's not puppies.
Oh.
What is it?
I'm going to let you can do that story.
Oh, really? Because I know it?
And yesterday, a picture surfaced from Pinewood Studios in London.
Pinewood. Your picture show.
Yeah, that's actually where I did some shows, too. A picture surfaced with director J.J. Abrams sitting with his new cast that had not yet been named publicly for the new Star Wars episode.
Oh.
I mean, I love Star Wars, but good night. What is this, episode 29?
Are they having Carrie Fisher play Jabba?
Carrie Fisher is in. No. But Carrie Fisher is in.
How many
She is back in. What?
How many Star Wars do you need to have?
This is episode 8.
17.
7. No, 7.
Hey, come on.
Well, look at the Peter Jackson. I mean, how many of those things does he have?
I don't know.
A gazillion.
What is it?
In fact, he just changed the name.
What is
Tranquilizer.
What was it, The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Oh, good night.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
That knocked Cindy and I out. We were out cold.
I wanted to watch it but I don't even know which one is number one. There's too many of them.
Right.
Well, The Hobbit comes first.
James Cameron now
Then
is
Lord of
doing
the
his new, what's the Blue People?
Oh, dear
Blue People?
God.
The Blue People.
Avatar.
Oh,
that was a good show.
I refuse to watch that.
It was great.
I will not watch it.
He's doing 2 and 3. And the budget, $500 million.
Ooh.
$500 million. That's out of control.
And we have homeless and poor.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is really, really out of control. Okay, well, you keep the camera on Angelina because I'm going to run, and you got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
All kinds of stuff.
Do we really? Because you just spoke about everything that you just passed me.
You could, and I'm not going to do it now, but there are a couple of races coming up on the June 3rd primary that I actually feel comfortable making a prediction on.
Ooh.
Oh, you better because
the winner already.
Go ahead.
But I'm not going to do it today.
No.
Okay. So switch to camera 2. Put it on her. I'm getting up. I got to go.
Okay.
Okay. And you guys have fun.
Well, you have a good one.
Yeah.
You know what? This Taco Bell story, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
88% beef.
88.
88%
that's a little more than
beef.
I thought.
12 is up in the wind. They're mentioning a lot of
it wasn't
oats. Ew, that's so nasty. They're mentioning a lot of oats. MSG.
Oh, yeah. No wonder that MSG makes my heart race. I can't take that
It's
stuff.
terrible. It doesn't even look like meat by the time they put it in your taco.
Oh.
I mean, it's really terrible. What did he say?
What did he say?
Bye.
Oh, come on now.
No, I think that, well, I mean, I think the important part is that we know what's in it now. So you can steer very clear from Taco Bell and its meat product.
Well, it's just, I never could stomach it because there's something about the texture. It's not right.
It's
right. Not like something God created. It's some sort of test tube thing.
Yeah, it is. And it's gross.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in high school, I would eat Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
I love their little
enchiladas. I did it in the Navy. Yeah.
But there comes a time where you want to actually see that it's a piece of meat,
right,
and not just gush.
Now, my wife, every now and then, something new will come out. She'll watch it on the commercial, and she says, I have to go. I can't. I got to try it. And then she always regrets it. And then the next commercial comes out, and off she goes. But it's never been a wonderful. Yeah. I'm going back for that experience.
I mean, I would actually try Del Taco.
I like Del Taco. I love Del Taco.
Okay.
Yeah, we're there almost every Tuesday.
I don't even know how Taco Bell is still in business. I mean,
you know what it is? They Pepsi owns
Taco
a
Bell?
lot of things. Yeah, and they destroyed everything that they bought up. They own KFC, which has gone down the hill. And whatever it is, H Salt or whatever that's along with them.
Fish and chips.
And Taco Bell. They've just ruined everything. Things that I used to like. I mean, back when I was doing it, when I was eating in the Navy, it wasn't the same company. It wasn't owned by Pepsi. And they just ruined it. They've tried to cheapen everything up, and they've just created plastic garbage. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible.
I guess we're not getting them as a sponsor.
No, and I don't need to have them because I just I honestly don't think that it's a bad thing for us to know what's in the packaging.
Oh, absolutely.
You can. Oh, really? I thought you hated the GMO whole situation.
I don't mind eating it though.
I don't mind eating it either, but I do want to know what that addicting ingredients is in those McDonald's French fries. And they don't even taste the same anymore.
I heard that Frito-Lay actually had their scientists come up with the most addictive combination of fats and salts and everything, and it became nacho cheese Doritos.
And I love them.
Yeah. They engineered it to be the most addictive substance that you could possibly get. And you know what
I think is interesting? I think that you're right. I think that there is a substance inside of it that the minute you mention it, it makes you want to go get it. Because I want to go get it now.
It triggers those neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was the same thing that was in the McDonald's French fries. Now, I don't want it that much because they cleaned up the oil. There was something special about that nasty oil. I mean, I don't know. It was something special about it. And you know that's not a real potato.
No.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, you can't tell me there's no difference between that and an In-N-Out fry.
What?
You know an In-N-Out fry
that's a potato.
That's a real potato. That's what a potato is like.
Yeah, the density, and I can't believe we're talking about food like this.
You know what? I'm upset, though, that they got rid of the pink slime.
I'm sorry?
It's got a bad name, but pink slime. That's actually some of the healthiest stuff.
What are you talking about?
It's super lean cuttings. As they're cutting the beef, the really super lean parts, they come off, and they grind it up, and they mill it, and they make sure it's all completely pure and bacteria-free. And then they pack it in with regular ground beef as a filler, but it's the purest meat. There's no fat to it.
Why would they do that, though? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because it was cheaper. It's the cuts. It was the leftover pieces.
That's gross.
Why is that gross?
It's gross. I'm having a birthday party for my grandson on Saturday, and the first thing that I'm thinking about is he wants hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, what kind of hot dogs am I going to get? Because I have to get all
I'll tell you
beef.
right now.
What?
Hebrew National.
Yeah.
Go to Costco and get those. I won't touch another hot dog.
Hebrew National
is the
or
best
Nathan's.
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a Costco card.
Oh.
So I'll have to go with you.
You can go with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're expensive as all get out, but it's just I need to make sure that I know.
You get that or the ground up chicken lips, other things. It's just horrible.
It is. It's not edible.
Yeah.
So
and then for the grown-ups, while you're over at Costco, get a big pack of the Johnsonville brats.
Oh. Those. I never got the whole brat thing.
No.
What's the difference?
It's just the flavor, and they pop when you bite, and the flavor is incredible. And
I don't like anything popping in my mouth.
You don't like anything popping in your mouth? Oh, I must have heard wrong. I don't know.
You're funny.
No,
yeah, but is that a hot dog or what? What is in it? What's the difference?
It's a type of sausage.
Okay.
But it's not like, don't think breakfast sausage, because it's not like that. Mm-hmm. It's a German sausage. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah. My son, he loses his mind. He just brushes. He was going for ice cream in the fridge, and he sees those Johnsonvilles. He's like, Dad, fire up the barbecue.
Okay. Then I'll do it.
Yeah.
You got me sold.
Hebrew
on
National and Johnsonville brats.
Okay.
Oh. And they make a mustard over at Vaughn's. Mm-hmm. It's this coarse ground Dijon. Mm-hmm. And there's another pop thing, because it's got the whole mustard seeds in there. And the texture.
Yeah, you're out of control.
The taste is nice and vinegary, and it goes so great with the broth.
Oh, well, I love. I mean, I don't know why we keep on talking about this. This is terrible.
Because it's important. Who doesn't eat? Who listens to the show and doesn't eat?
It is important. But let me ask you this.
Okay.
So are death sentences being stayed now in Oklahoma because of?
They got like a 2-week hold off to think.
So
about
the next guy that was scheduled for today has to wait another 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's sitting on ice.
And the 2 weeks is because they want to check the expiration date of the medication and change the phlebotomist out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get the big rubber doll with the line.
Yeah,
make it
I mean, honestly, first of all, I want to know how much do you make when that's your job?
Huh.
And when you're not putting IVs in people, what do? You work for the state, or is it a contract position?
Well, maybe they just pull a person from their medical facility.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that job. I wouldn't be able to do that job, just like I wouldn't be able to do an abortion.
Yeah,
or start the IV for the abortion. No, who does that? This is where our nation is. Who does that? Who is okay? I mean, I get that it's you, but we know that something's a little twisted with you, Jeff.
Is there something off?
A little bit.
No, yeah, I don't. That's a tough gig.
It is. It's a terrible job, especially 2 weeks after you've done it, you find out that the guy was innocent. Oops.
I still want to know. I still want to see numbers. They don't have to be Steve numbers, but I want to see numbers of people that were actually executed down the road. What their, how many they found innocent after execuation. Not just been in prison for 90 years.
If you go to the 60s, right, and you take that and you grab that information from the South, it's going to be a crap load.
Right.
It's going to be a crap load. 60s, 50s. I mean, they were hanging black folks like it was the thing to do.
Shooting them with fire hoses and beating them, and
yeah. But after that,
as of now,
come on. Of course, there's tons. But why do you need to find out the ones that were actually executed? What about the ones that were exonerated that was on death row? That's still huge.
Okay, I'll take that into. I'll take that into account.
But I want to sending you the information then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Please. Yeah,
because I get the emails, and I get an email probably at least once every 2 weeks.
Now,
of an exonerated person that was on death row.
Exonerated because they found a better liar attorney?
No,
was able to
because DNA proved it. DNA proof. A lot of times it's DNA proof or prosecution error or anything along those terms.
Okay, but they're taking more DNA now. We're not talking about somebody that was in 1984 and put on death row and they're hanging out waiting for the needle.
Well,
but like current cases,
why would you be able to send
where they have
someone
the DNA
to death
now
without DNA? Like that's a contradiction to me. Like you're not certain. Reasonable doubt my behind. Mm-hmm. This is somebody's life. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do hear about people that were on death row for 30 years and they're released today. And these people have the presence of mind to get in front of the media and say, I'm not mad at them. I'm like, well, I'm mad for you. Uh-huh. And then they turn around and give them $30,000 a year as if that was the maximum of their capability.
Right.
If they wouldn't have went to jail. Are you kidding?
You don't get me wrong. I want to see the most fair possible trial, the most fair possible outcome possible. I want everything exhausted before we do it.
I appreciate that.
But I want it done once that process is over, and like you say, beyond a reasonable doubt.
So what's your acceptable amount of people?
Oh, we've already been over that. I cough up a number.
How many?
I'll say what, 20%?
20%.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll throw a number out there. Steve won't do it, but I will.
20% you're okay with
Yeah.
being innocent.
As long as we get the 80% of the monsters off of the face of the earth, I'm good with that.
Wow. But if it was a family member,
Well, it depends on the family member. I'm not close to a lot of them.
A loved family member.
There's a whole lot of
Would
my
you be
family.
like,
I would drive
oh,
the bus. But
I just don't get it. Like, well, but we know that you're a little, you know, you're special.
no,
Yeah, you're special.
like helmet on the short bus,
A little
licking
bit.
the window special.
A little bit.
Oh, come on.
No, you're not that bad. It really isn't that bad.
I'm somewhat reasonable, aren't I? I mean,
at times you are reasonable. At times it is just Steve losing his mind.
oh yeah, and he just likes to set
Sniffing
us
the
off against
ether.
one another.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we can safely wrap it up.
Yeah, we're done.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for
Thank
watching.
you.
Hope you enjoyed, and
We'll
be
see you
back
tomorrow. Okay.
Frolic Beats. From the concert hall, now into the song and dance.